Hey folks, this is BestInSlot. Welcome back to a much delayed Mods of the Week for Jurassic World Evolution 2. And though it has been delayed, there are some really cool things to showcase in this video. But first things first, a big old disclaimer. Mods can and possibly will break your game. Mods can and possibly will summon Asmodeus the Demon. Mods are not officially endorsed by Frontier, and if your game does explode, it's not my fault, it's not Frontier's fault, and it's probably not the mod maker's fault either. Asmodeus would also like you all to know he very much appreciated your appreciations. He's found himself a life partner now. He and this magical glowing jellyfish, yes, have been playing a lot of Elden Ring, have now hooked up and are happily living together in the pits of hell. So, thank you for joining me. That's not the end of the video, that's too early for those words. Let's get started. First things first, we're going to check out some dinosaurs. So, this very cool looking, actually, Albertosaurus is made by DOMES with skins by Game Videos for Life. And basically, this is just a collection of skins and a collection of model alterations to just change how the dinosaurs look, really. I don't think there's any particular theme, it's just changes that they quite liked. I really like how the Albertosaurus looks here. It's got a really interesting head shape now. Those spikes down the nose sort of area, the snout is really interesting. The eyebrows have been pulled forward. It's a little bit more akin to the actual dinosaur itself. Apparently, the new pattern is loosely based on the ones in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. We do have two more dinosaurs from that very same pack, so the Dilophosaurus is also in that same DOMES pack. It's called the DOMES Model and Skin Emporium. We've got a lot to do, so I'm trying to be speedy, like a ninja. So we have ourselves a new Dilophosaurus as well, so I'm just going to read out the text. A somewhat more film-accurate Dilophosaurus with overall slimmer body and more screen-accurate head and crest shape. Not only does it have a new pattern, but also an entirely new skin as well. This will probably be one of my only film-accurate edits, as others are better placed for this kind of thing. Now, I don't think the skin is closer to the film version, question mark. It does, however, resemble rather strongly the, Kenner toys from the 90s, in that very strong green coloration. Definitely a slimmer Dilophosaurus, which kind of got chunkified a little bit in Evolution 2, which I quite liked. The crest looks really good though. Yeah, very cool. Like I said, these are just alternate options. I just think they're really well made and therefore worth highlighting. The third and final dinosaur in the pack is Wuerhosaurus. So in a surprise twist for mod makers everywhere, this mod actually makes the Wuerhosaurus less accurate in some ways. These sort of short, stout plates are what we thought the dinosaur used to have in the past, whereas Frontier's version actually features the more updated iteration of said plates. You can see that the beak's been made smaller, the head's been made smaller, the eyebrow ridges have been reduced. It's a great looking dinosaur. I wouldn't say I lean one way or the other. Basically what you do is you'd look at this, you'd look at the one from Jurassic World Evolution 2, and you'd just think, which one do I prefer? I'll use that one. It's just like a different taste more than anything else. The pattern is pretty cool though. It's inspired by the Wuerhosaurus from Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, the Forgotten mod. The Forgotten mod was a mod that aimed to bring back all the dinosaurs that were cut from the game. And there was a lot of them. And the Forgotten mod is one of my favourite JPOG mods. Stretch. I remember thinking that was a handstand originally. I'm very stupid. Anyways, there we go. So that is the Skin Emporium by DOMES with some help by Game Videos for Life. One more dinosaur to check out before we move on to some weirder stuff. We're going to check out a Dreadnoughtus, the Dominion Dreadnoughtus by Redshift. Which sounds like a terrible action film with, The Rock or something. Redshift coming to cinemas this fall. He's a chunk! Bloody hell! Jesus. So, man, I love that bellow. That's so good. So yeah, this is kind of the point. This is the Dominion Dreadnoughtus. It's meant to be more in line with the film version, which if you've seen the prologue for Dominion, of course, you'll have seen the Dreadnoughtus, and it is a chunk. It's a proper Titanosaur. And this thickens it all up. It changes the head shape a little bit. I think it flattened the snout somewhat, something like that. Those legs in particular have been made much, much bigger. And it does resemble more so the beast from the prologue. The neck is super thick. It's just a monster. In like the best way. It really is. It's hedged, to say the least. I really like that. The thing I do like about this, Dreadnoughtus has always felt like a bit of a throwaway dinosaur in Evolution. This makes it feel demonstrably different from the other sauropods in the game. What a beast! Right, also by Redshift, we're going to zip over here. They've brought out a Biosyn vehicle skin pack. We don't get many vehicle skin packs at all in the modding community at the moment, but they've brought out a Biosyn pack. So we've got this for, it can replace either the DFW buildings or the DPG buildings, depending on if you have the DLC, and it replaces them. And there you go. So you've got a little Biosyn vehicle. There's the logo on the side. We've got like an orange colouring, so it kind of sticks out amongst the others. Biosyn logos on the side, and then we've got the official Biosyn logo there. If I just spin around on the front, we can probably zoom in a little bit of Ansel. There you go, Biosyn Genetics. I would have had that bigger myself, but I think that's really cool actually. It's a really fun idea. So we've got a lot of Dominion stuff going on here today, and we've got it for the mobile vet unit. There you go, big Biosyn logos on there as well, and even for the helicopter, same kind of deal. Biosyn logo. Biosyn logo, and that is the official Biosyn logo taken from Jurassic World Dominion based on pre-release images that people have seen and leaks and stuff like that. So it's really cool, yeah. Just like a nice little thing, you know. You can choose these if you want to. You go onto here and kind of change skins. I've somehow acquired the DPG skin. Which was the pre-order skin? Was it not the DPG? Was it the Lost World ones? Those are the ones I don't have. Makes me sad. Right, so that's it for the vehicles. Again, those were by Redshift, who also made the Dreadnoughtus, so definitely go check out those mods. Of course, all these mods will be linked down below in the comments, in the description. I should say there'll be a link to the Mods of the Week document, and every mod featured in this week's video will be listed there, other than one, but we'll get to that in a bit. We're going to take a look at 3 different mods by Kyodenic now, because of course we bloody are. KO, they're just smashing it. First of all is Damage Tool. This is a really interesting, unique one. So if you hit B after installing this mod, boop, you'll see it brings up this new thing over here, this spanner icon. And if I wanted to, say, for the purposes of a video, for the purposes of a machinima, for the purposes of just being fancy pants, if I wanted to break a building, what we can do is hover over the building, hold Control for Alt mode, as you can see, click a few times. Keep clicking, there you go, and we can actually just break the building. And if you hold shift, it does it even quicker. I think that's max broken. And there you go. So hold shift, hold control, click. Damage the building, ruined building instantly. And if I let go of control and I let go of shift and I click, boop, fixes it. I don't know what's going on in my shops, by the way. Fixes it instantly. So that'd be a really good way. You don't have to wait for storms anymore for your buildings to break. If you're trying to set up a scene, you can just use the damage tool and do it instantly. I think that's a really cool idea. Look. But these don't break, do they? There you go. Instantly break your hatchery for video. That's actually going to make my life a lot easier now that I think about it. Yeah, how good's that? I don't know how Kyo does this nonsense. I really don't. You can just break everything. And, so I assume, does this work on fences? Sure does. Works on fences. And this is a little funky, but it does work on dinosaurs as well, apparently. So we're gonna pick an Albertosaurus. We're gonna hold control and shift. Click a few times. And I just killed my Albertosaurus. Can I revive it? No. Unsurprisingly, you can't. I think basically, so if I control and shift, I'm going to click twice. You'll see the Albertosaurus now has. It's down to 0%. It's very nearly dead. But if I then let go of that and click a few times and check it again. Nope, still not. Nope, it's dead. I killed it. Okay. We're going to press B. We're going to hold control. We're going to click once. Bam. We're going to click 80%. So each click does 20%. We're going to hit B. We're not going to hit control. We're going to click 100%. So if you wanted to cure your dinosaurs mid-battle or something like that, you could do that. If you wanted to randomly kill your dinosaurs for some reason, you could then do that as well. Little depressing, but it's what it is. But yeah, very useful tool. I can definitely see this being useful for people making films and stuff in particular. If you want to trigger a breakout in the aviary in particular as well, that's going to be super useful. However, the big one for this week is J Tunnels, also by Kyodenic, and it adds literally what it says on the tin, a tunneling system to the game. This is nutty stuff. So if we go into paths, you'll see them in here. We now have pedestrian tunnel, utility tunnel, tunnel entrance, and viewing hide. So pedestrian tunnel does what it says on the tin. Okay, try to with this tunnel system. I watched Kyodenics video on it, so hopefully I know what I'm doing. Kind of in an awkward position here, but that's fine, I think. We're going to put a tunnel entrance there. We're going to put a tunnel entrance over here. And we're going to connect these up with a pedestrian tunnel, like so. Okay, and let's connect those paths up as well. And over here, I think you just have to make sure it's connected to at least something, and you'll see it kind of disappears and it starts to work fine. So those two should be connected. Heading into the tunnel, like so. There they go, into the visitor tunnel. And if we hop over this side, keep an eye on this entrance over here. Hopefully, they're walking along right now. Are they? I don't know. I don't know if they teleport or how that works. But people are actually using the tunnel and now transferring across this distance. But we also have, down here, we've got the viewing hide, which I think has been renamed. So if we put that there, nope, that's a really stupid place to put it now that I think about what I've just done. Let's put this over here. And those of you who play JPOG will, of course, remember what this is all about. So we're going to slop that in there. Slop is a very weird choice of words for that situation. We're going to grab a pedestrian tunnel. We're going to connect that onto there. And then we have a JPOG style viewing, it's not a dome obviously, but a viewing hide, a viewing cage sort of thing right in our habitat. And if we zoom forward a little bit, you'll see some people hanging out in there, watching the dinosaurs. Very cool. And we ourselves can click show view and look out through the cage into the wild. I'd love a glass version of this. That would be super cool. But, you know, I'm not here to make demands, considering the sheer incredible amount of work that's been done here. But yeah, proper JPOG style viewing domes. And if we head into our management view and we click on dinosaur visibility, you'll see that this circle here, it is actually giving dinosaur visibility as well in that circle. So brand new attraction, essentially, this feature that we've been looking for right in the game, right there, working perfectly. I'm kind of amazed. Isn't that good? That's really good. You can only add one viewing area to the game at the moment, which is why it's only got this one that we can't click through, but maybe that's something that we'll figure out in the future. But I say we, I don't do anything. But either way, isn't that awesome? And it looks, the good thing about this sort of cagey look to it at least is it looks solid. You know, it looks like the kind of thing that would, just remembered I got the first person mod, so if I hit Z, I turn off boundaries. Yeah, isn't that awesome? Right, so that is the viewing hide. Definitely recommend checking that out. Again, that'll be linked down below. And the tunnels as well, which is really original idea. They've stopped using them now that I've closed the park, but it does seem to work. And I should mention as well with the tunnels, if you wanted to put down a power station, yeah, so if you put down the geothermal power stations like this and you grab yourself a utility tunnel like that, you see you can actually now connect your power underground across the park as well. You no longer need to use pylons and stuff in everywhere. You can just connect your power along using the large power station and the tunnel system. It's like underground wiring essentially, which again, really cool. And that will also work with a large substation as well. Last thing I need to show you, also by Kyodenic, a little bit weirder this one. It's not in the mods of the week, but I do want to showcase it. If we go into our rocks and we go down to the bottom, you'll see there's a new selection of 5 rocks. And this is a mod called Man on Rock. And that's what it says on the tin. I'm going to rotate a few times until I find him, the man. There he is. There's Man on Rock. There's also Man on Rock. So obviously you have to find the right positioning, but yeah, a man on a rock. And you know, there are multitudes. There are men on rocks, essentially. There we go, there's another man on rock. Live the dream, folks, if this is what you've always wanted, and I think we all have, if we're honest. Men on rocks. Women on rocks. You know, everyone's on rocks these days. Right, that's it from me. Enough nonsense. Thank you very much for joining me, my lovely ladies and gentlemen. Definitely check out all these mods over the Man on Rock, but it is on the Nexus. Go check that out on the Nexus. Check these out in the Google document linked in the description down below. Throw me a like if you enjoyed the video. Big shout out to all the mod makers. And a reminder, because I know we keep kind of going through this conversation, you know, whilst Caldenic is doing all this is what Caldenic themselves have said, by the way. I'm not making this up. I'm parroting what they're saying here. Whilst Caldenic has made these brilliant new features like J-tunnels, etc., it's worth noting that making a mod is a lot easier than developing a full-on game. Kyle can kind of just build on their features and hone in on one specific feature until it's done, and doesn't have to deal with deadlines and all this kind of stuff. Again, these are Kyle's words, not mine, but it does ape what I said last week, in that we need to try to be a more collaborative community rather than one battling amongst ourselves and against Frontier, in my opinion. And in the mod makers' opinions, which seems relevant. Anywho, thank you for joining me, from me and Asmodeus. Goodbye! And Asmodeus' partner, the jellyfish. It's a horse, apparently. Thanks for joining me. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.